Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Now, Candace Owens is on to another conspiracy theory, and she's got people online believing what she's saying. And I really think that when we talk about critical thinking skills, we really need to exercise critical thinking skills, especially adults. You should be able to look through a thing and tell if it makes rational sense. Some things just don't make sense. Online, a rumor doesn't need evidence to feel real, it just needs the right messenger. And this week, we watched a perfect example of that play out. A claim started circulating on TikTok saying that Charlie Kirk had written his wife Erica out of his will. But here's the important part: the claim didn't come with a legal document, a news report, or any verified source. It came from a satirical TikTok creator whose content is openly labeled parody. Normally, that's where the story would end. But the rumor took on a new life after Candace Owens repeated it. Now, this is where media dynamics matter. Many people see Candace Owens as someone who exposes hidden truths. So when she repeats something, even without evidence, her audience often treats it as credible, not because of the information itself, but because of the trust they place in her. That trust can turn a satirical joke into a breaking story. But when you step back and look at the facts, there's nothing there. No filings, no documents, no reporting, no confirmation from any credible source. So it's just a rumor that grew because of who amplified it. This moment isn't really about Charlie Kirk or Candace Owens. It's about how online ecosystems work. When people trust an influencer's identity, the idea that they're a truth teller or a justice seeker, that trust can override the need for evidence. And that's how satire becomes news. There is no evidence that Charlie Kirk wrote his wife out of his will. Multiple fact checking outlets investigated the rumor and found that it originated from a satirical TikTok video and was then repeated across social media without any supporting documentation, legal filings, or credible reporting. Fact checkers across several outlets confirmed the same thing. No court records, no statement from the family, no reputable news reporting. The original source openly labels its content as satire, parody. So the short version: no, there is zero credible evidence stating that Charlie Kirk wrote his wife out of his will. This is something made up. The claim is a viral moment born from parody content, not fact. So, why would people believe this, which sounds absurd to me because there was no talk of Charlie Kirk and his wife having any problems? In fact, a lot of people didn't even know he was married and had children. So, why would people fall for this? Well, people don't just follow Candace Owens for information, they follow her for identity reinforcement. When someone already sees her as a champion for justice, every claim she makes, even the most incredible ones, get filtered through that lens. It becomes, she wouldn't say it if it weren't true. She's the only one brave enough to talk about this. And I hear that all the time. She's brave. If the media isn't reporting it, that proves she's right. That's how a satirical TikTok moment becomes breaking news. People believe it because she said it, and they believe that she's just brave enough and bold enough to say what nobody else will say. People really believe she's telling the truth. Not me, but many people think she's telling the truth. And I just have to say this. Some people love the idea of chaos in other people's lives. They thrive on it. In my opinion, Candace Owens often positions herself as someone who exposes the flaws or the failures of people she sees as more socially powerful than she is. There's a pattern where she focuses on individuals whose downfall would generate the most attention or emotional reaction from her audience. That creates an environment where people who enjoy watching public conflict or public humiliation feel validated. These are the people who thrive on the misfortune of other people. When it comes to Erica Kirk, I think there's a noticeable tension in how Candace discusses her. It feels less like neutral commentary and more like a personal fixation on Erica Kirk. I'm not claiming to know her private motives. No, I'm not. But the tone suggests a competitive dynamic, as if Erica represents something Candace wants to challenge or undermine. And that is exactly what it seems like to me. That Erica Kirk has something that she wants. I'm just calling it like I see it. What stands out to me is that Candace often frames her critiques as telling the truth, but the delivery can come across as strategic, tapping into the insecurities, resentments, or frustrations of her audience. It's a style of commentary that relies on amplifying conflict rather than resolving it. Now, that's my personal read on her public behavior, not her private life. I'll just keep that to myself. But the pattern is consistent. She gravitates towards narratives where she can position herself as the one with superior insight, judgment, or authority. And in doing this, she really does cause harm and hurt to other people. And it's almost as if she doesn't know that or she doesn't care. Anyway, there is no credible evidence that Charlie Kirk wrote his wife out of his will. Because after all, Charlie Kirk left two children behind, and she is those children's mother. So it doesn't sound believable to me that he would have written the mother of his children out of his will. Now, I know that most of y'all don't care about a Charlie Kirk update. And honestly, neither do I. The point of this video isn't him, it's the pattern. This is about how easily people can gain the trust of an audience and then use that trust in ways that are harmful. We've seen it happen over and over again. Someone builds a reputation for telling the truth, and suddenly anything they say, even rumors with no evidence, gets treated like fact. And I want to be honest about something. Candace Owens has made a lot of statements about the Black American community that are deeply offensive and historically incorrect. She often presents her commentary as truth telling, but the claims lack context and any real understanding of how Black Americans have evolved culturally, politically, and socially in this country. As someone who is not a descendant of Black American lineage, she doesn't share our historical experience, yet she often speaks as if she's the authority on it. And that's not just frustrating, it's damaging because when misinformation about our history gets repeated loudly enough, it starts to distort the public record. So at the end of the day, this video is not about gossip. It's about protecting our story. It's about recognizing when someone is using their platform to uplift the truth and when they're using it to tear people down or rewrite narratives that they were never a part of. Black American history is documented, lived, and inherited. It deserves accuracy. It deserves respect. And it deserves to be told by people who actually know it. And I would go as far as to say Charlie Kirk's story deserves to be told by people who care about him and who actually know what they're talking about. That wouldn't be me, and that wouldn't be Candace Owens either, I don't think. But all right, y'all, let me know what you think about this video. Candace Owens is at it again. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.